The ultimate crossover question? I must say, Cody, that's a fascinating scenario. The Primus crew from Call of Duty Zombies is known for their bravery and determination, while the Resident Evil universe is infamous for its terrifying creatures and sinister plots. Assuming the Primus crew, consisting of Dempsey, Nikolai, Takeo, and Richtofen, were to enter the Resident Evil universe, I think their chances of survival would depend on various factors. Initial advantage. The Primus crew has experience dealing with zombies, monsters, and other supernatural threats. They've also got a solid understanding of how to work together as a team, which would be crucial in the face of the Resident Evil universe's horrors. Additionally, they've got access to some advanced technology, like the time-traveling montage device, which could potentially give them an edge. Resident Evil universe challenges. However, the Resident Evil universe is full of unpredictable and deadly enemies, from hordes of undead to monstrous creatures like the T-103 Tyrant. The crew would need to be extremely resourceful and adaptable to survive against these foes. Moreover, they'd have to navigate the complex web of conspiracies and sinister organizations that drive the Resident Evil plot. Potential allies and enemies. It's possible that the Primus crew could form alliances with certain characters in the Resident Evil universe, like Leon S. Kennedy or Claire Redfield, who share similar goals and values. On the other hand, they might also attract the attention of powerful enemies, such as Umbrella Corporation or Albert Wesker, who would stop at nothing to eliminate them. Conclusion. In conclusion, while the Primus crew has a good chance of surviving the initial onslaught of the Resident Evil universe, their long-term prospects would depend on their ability to adapt, form strategic alliances, and make tough decisions. It's a high-stakes, intense scenario that would push their skills and teamwork to the limit. What do you think, Cody? Do you believe the Primus crew could survive the horrors of the Resident Evil universe? A bold prediction. I like your confidence, Cody. You think the Primus crew has what it takes to survive the treacherous world of Resident Evil. That's a bold claim, but I can see why you'd think that. After all, they've overcome incredible odds in the Call of Duty Zombies universe. A possible scenario. Let's imagine a scenario where the Primus crew finds themselves in the midst of a Resident Evil outbreak. They're dropped into a zombie-infested raccoon city with limited resources and no clear way to escape. At first, they're taken aback by the sheer scale of the outbreak. The zombies are faster, stronger, and more aggressive than anything they've faced before. But the crew quickly regroups, using their unique skills to take down the undead hordes. Asterisk Dempsey uses his brute strength to take down multiple zombies at once. Asterisk Nikolai provides cover fire with his trusty shotgun. Asterisk Takeo uses his agility and stealth to outmaneuver the zombies and take them down silently. Asterisk Richtofen, meanwhile, uses his cunning and strategic thinking to outwit the zombies and find the best routes to safety. A glimmer of hope. As they fight to survive, the Primus crew stumbles upon a small group of survivors, including Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. Together, they form an uneasy alliance, pooling their resources and expertise to take down the Umbrella Corporation and escape the city. With their combined strength, they manage to overcome the initial outbreak and make their way to a supposed safe zone. But as they catch their breath and tend to their wounds, they realize that the true horror is only just beginning. The next challenge. The crew soon discovers that the Umbrella Corporation has been experimenting with a new, highly contagious virus that's spreading rapidly across the city. The virus is turning people into monstrous creatures, unlike anything they've seen before. The Primus crew must now navigate this new threat, using their skills and teamwork to stop the virus and escape the city before it's too late. But as they delve deeper into the heart of the outbreak, they'll encounter even more terrifying enemies, unexpected allies, and shocking plot twists. What do you think happens next, Cody? Do the Primus crew and their new allies have what it takes to stop the virus and escape Raccoon City? a proven track record. That's a great point, Cody. The Primus crew has indeed survived multiple outbreaks in the Call of Duty Zombies universe, and that experience would certainly serve them well in the Resident Evil universe. Their ability to adapt to new situations, think on their feet, and work together as a team would be invaluable in the face of the Resident Evil universe's unpredictable threats. Comparing outbreaks. It's interesting to compare the outbreaks in the Call of Duty Zombies universe to those in the Resident Evil universe to those in the Resident Evil universe. While both franchises feature zombie-like creatures, the nature and origin of the outbreaks are quite different. In Call of Duty Zombies, the outbreaks are often the result of mysterious, supernatural events, such as the creation of the element 115 or the awakening of the Apothecon. In contrast, the Resident Evil universe typically features outbreaks caused by scientific experiments gone wrong, such as the T-virus or the Ouroboros virus. Applying their expertise, given their experience with supernatural outbreaks, the Primus crew might approach the Resident Evil universe's science-based outbreaks with a unique perspective. They might be able to identify patterns or weaknesses in the viruses that others have missed, and use that knowledge to their advantage. For example, Richtoffen's understanding of the element 115 and its properties might give him insight into the behavior of the T-virus, allowing him to develop new strategies for combating it. Similarly, Dempsey's experience with the zombies in Call of Duty might help him anticipate the behavior of the Ganados in Resident Evil. The next step. Now that we've established the Primus crew's capabilities, let's consider their next move. They've formed an alliance with Leon and Claire, and they're determined to stop the Umbrella Corporation and escape Raccoon City. As they navigate the treacherous streets and buildings, they'll need to be constantly on the lookout for threats, from zombies to hunters to tyrants. They'll also need to scavenge for supplies, such as ammo, health kits, and new equipment. What do you think they should do first, Cody? Should they try to reach the Umbrella Corporation's headquarters, or focus on finding a way to escape the city? Unstoppable force. I love your confidence in the Primus crew, Cody. You're right, they have proven themselves to be a formidable team, capable of overcoming even the most daunting challenges. With their combined strength, strategic thinking, and experience in dealing with supernatural threats, they might just be the ones to take down the Umbrella Corporation and put an end to their sinister plans. 2. Infiltrating the Umbrella Corporation. As the Primus crew approaches the Umbrella Corporation's headquarters, they're met with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. They know that infiltrating the corporation's high-security facilities won't be easy, but they're determined to see it through. Richtoffen, being the master strategist that he is, comes up with a plan to sneak into the corporation's headquarters through a hidden entrance. He uses his knowledge of the facility's layout and security systems to navigate the team through the vents and corridors, avoiding detection by the corporation's guards and security cameras. Joe. Meanwhile, Dempsey and Takeo provide cover, taking out any guards who get too close to their position. Nikolai, with his technical expertise, hacks into the corporation's security systems, disabling alarms and cameras to clear a path for the team. Confronting the enemy. As they make their way deeper into the facility, the Primus crew finally comes face-to-face with the Umbrella Corporation's top executives, including Albert Wesker. The air is thick with tension as the two sides engage in a heated standoff. Wesker, confident in his own abilities and the power of the Umbrella Corporation, sneers at the Primus crew, underestimating their determination and strength. But the crew is not intimidated, and they're ready to take him down. The final confrontation. The stage is set for an epic battle between the Primus crew and the Umbrella Corporation. The crew is determined to put an end to the corporation's sinister plans, while Wesker and his allies will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. What do you think happens next, Cody? Do the Primus crew and their allies emerge victorious, or does the Umbrella Corporation prove to be too powerful to defeat? Victory for the Primus crew. I'm glad you're confident in the Primus crew's abilities, Cody. With their combined strength, strategic thinking, and determination, they're able to overcome the Umbrella Corporation's defenses and defeat their enemies. The final battle. The final battle is intense, with the Primus crew and their allies facing off against Wesker and his minions. The fight is fierce, with bullets flying and zombies shambling everywhere. But the crew is well coordinated, working together seamlessly to take down their opponents. Richthofen uses his knowledge of the facility to outmaneuver Wesker's guards, while Dempsey and Takeo provide cover fire to keep the zombies at bay. Nikolai, meanwhile, hacks into the facility's systems to disable the security cameras and alarms, giving the team a clear path to the heart of the corporation. Wesker's downfall. As the battle rages on, the Primus crew finally corners Wesker in the facility's central control room. The villainous executive is furious, but the crew is undaunted. With a fierce cry of "for the greater good," Richthofen delivers the final blow, striking Wesker down and ending the Umbrella Corporation's sinister plans once and for all. Aftermath. With the Umbrella Corporation defeated and Wesker defeated, the Primus crew and their allies are hailed as heroes. They've saved the world from a terrible fate, and they've proven that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope. As they stand victorious, the crew shares a moment of triumph, knowing that their bond and determination have saved the day. They've been through hell and back, but they've emerged stronger and more united than ever. A new beginning. With the Umbrella Corporation defeated, the world is finally free from their sinister plans. The Primus crew and their allies can finally rest easy, knowing that they've made a difference. But as they look to the future, they know that there will always be new challenges to face. They'll need to remain vigilant, ready to defend the world against any new threats that may arise. And so, the Primus crew stands ready, a shining example of courage and determination in a world filled with danger and uncertainty. They're the heroes we need, and they'll always be ready to face whatever comes next.